All right, everybody worldwide, you're now tuned into Motivation and Confidence, where we help you do your daily best. And I'm your host, Tom Danger. Back this week with a new episode. And this week we're at episode number 60. We're calling this one Giving Back. It brings me to a story. But before I get into the story, as always, please like, subscribe, share. You can go to the website, www.tomdanger.com. That's www.tomdanger, and sign up to the emailing list, and we'll start letting you know about the times when we're going live and daily quotes and cool interviews that are coming up. And as always, inviting you for your suggestions and comments via email. So definitely sign up to the email list, and check us out on the various platforms: YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartRadio, pretty soon coming to Deezer. We're on CastBox. Trying to think the various platforms that you can check it out. Always join the Facebook group, Motivation and Confidence. The Facebook group was up. You can check that out. And we're going to get back to this week's subject, which is giving back, right? So it brings me to a time when, a story of once when I was in a supermarket and I was buying some groceries, and there were two kids in front of me, and they had, a small amount of groceries, and they went to swipe the card to get the groceries. I'm not sure I think they had a food stamps card or something like that. And the card declined. And I think the stuff was, I don't know, $25, $30. And it was like cereal and milk and a couple other odd items. So they called their mom on the phone, and the mother's like, "Did you put the right PIN number?" And I could hear like yelling through the phone and stuff. "Did you put the right PIN number in?" And so on. And "Yes, Mom, we did." So on and so on. And the cashier's like, "Come on, you guys gotta, what are you gonna do? Keep the stuff. You gotta go." And I just told him, I said, "Don't worry about it." I said, "I'll pay for it. Bring their stuff up first. I'll pay for it. Then I'll pay for my things." And while they were still on the phone with their mom, they goes, "Ma, some man paid for it." And it sounded, I'm not sure what the mother said, but she didn't seem too pleased. I think she told them to tell me thank you. And, by all means. So they went on their way. But it brought me back to a point when I thought about the time when I couldn't pay for my groceries, right? When I went into the grocery store as a man, and I think I swiped the card or whatever, and I thought X amount of dollars was in the account, and there was no money there. And I remember going to my grandmother and asking her for some money so I could buy groceries to feed my family. So I know that feeling, and I wouldn't want someone else to have that feeling of not being able to get something to eat, especially as a man when you're trying to provide for your family. You can't do that. So it was more than my pleasure to help some children out. And I call this one Giving Back because I think that just as, we talk about motivation and confidence and what it means, and, we've been through, 59 episodes, and we've touched upon various topics. But there's this feeling of being selfless, right? Selfless in the sense of doing something without expecting anything in return. And that great feeling of doing so, right? So I gave the one example of children in the supermarket. But what I would like to do is, I would like to challenge the listeners to show support for a stranger, a friend, or a family member who has an idea, who started a business, who has a product or a service. And the next time you get paid, show support to that business. Buy their product. Give them feedback. Let them do the consulting for you, the consulting for you for an hour, or at least try them out. Or you see a stranger, give some change. There's been times when, I've been riding to work. I remember one time also I was riding to work one day, and I was working in a hotel, and there was this guy on the train. He was, he looked as if he was drunk or whatever. It was like he was just down on life, and he was asking people for change, and most people were like, leave me alone. And I didn't have any money on me at the times, but I did invite him to come to work with me. And once I got to work, I went into the kitchen and I asked, the chef if there was any food left over, because there was a person that I wanted to give food to. And I wound up giving him, whatever. I gave him some food. And he was extremely gracious, and he started to cry. And he's like, no one has ever done this for me before. And again, I didn't do it wanting anything. It's just the feeling of, knowing the feeling of being hungry and not being able to do so. I mean, the only downside to it was that he didn't want to leave. I mean, after almost when I finished a 10-hour shift, he was still like asleep right outside the hotel. And, security came to me like, look, this guy you brought down here doesn't want to leave. And I had to wake him up and say, look, bro, you got to, make your way back to wherever you want to where you need to be, or if you need some help, just let me know. But apparently he had somewhere to go, so it was cool. But going back to the point of showing support to those who are around you who have an idea or a business, and watch how it comes back to you in a positive way, right? And every time you do something, it's not going to come back to you in the same form that it was given. So just because you give $1 doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to give $1 back. And, another simple way is especially being on social media. Like if you see a person is on Instagram or Facebook and they're trying to just promote something, hit the thumbs up button, right? Even with this podcast, if you're enjoying it, like hit the like button. Like we could always use more likes. Leave a comment. Like, how do we know what we're doing, good or bad, if we don't get the constructive criticism, if we don't get any feedback, right? The worst thing you could do is just stay in silence. So definitely share your thoughts and express yourself, right? We like to think that the ideas that we present on this platform actually help you on a daily basis, which is why we call it Your Daily Best. We want to give you tools to help you do your daily best. There are plenty of things that you can do that are non-monetary to help other people. When you walk past a person on the street, you can, silently wish them blessings or good wishes. Just, I wish the best for this person today. Or even in your daily interaction with your family. Sometimes we can get so caught up in just running out the house and getting ready to go to work and handle our business. Do we forget to tell our family members that we love them and have a great day? And, we have this thing in our family where we do Happy Friday. I guess we're always excited for the weekend, although we should be excited for any day of the week. But we always say Happy Friday, like we're happy that it's the end of the week. And that's something that we share as a family between the adults and the kids. But you could always wish a person blessings if you don't have anything else to give, right? And I like to, next week, if you could share with us, this is a challenge, right? So over the next week, we invite you to, in the comments, put down what blessing you gave another individual, what page you gave a like to or left a comment on, or what business you have contributed to monetary, or at least given that business some feedback. That is the challenge. That is the motivation and confidence challenge for giving back. And let's see as a group what we can do. I have a buddy that I do another show with. It's called The Odd Show, in which he owns a domain company. So we needed a name for the show. So I purchased the name of the show through his domain. That's his business. It's how I can contribute. It's how I can give back. I don't, get anything from it. But there's always something you can do. I have another friend of mine who does production. I'll buy beats from him. So, there's various things that you can do. If it's a friend that's putting on an art show or something, or throwing an event. Just come through to the event. Like, there's so many things you can do to give back. There's another organization that I use. I think it's called Kiva, Kiva, in which you can become a micro lender and donate money to small businesses throughout the world and help them to sustain themselves. And they pay the money back. And it's a really cool thing. So I think it's called kiva.org. And you can check it out. And for every $25 you donate, the company itself will give you back another $25 to reinvest. So it's really cool. And there are also a bunch of other online charities that you can give to. The list is too long to name, but that is the challenge. How can you give back? Who will you give back to? Share it on the show. And as always, like, subscribe, and share. You're listening to Motivation and Confidence, where we help you do your daily best.